What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hoop Fan Joe YouTube page. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me. Let's go ahead and roll on into today's video. The Indiana Fever lose a tough game today versus the Dallas Wings, 91-85, in a game that overall, start to finish, which is pretty ugly from the standpoint of the Indiana Fever. They never really had a point of the game where they felt like they honestly caught their stride and was able to play the game that they're accustomed to playing. And it, tough, team is coming off 5 straight. You want to kind of keep that momentum going. We had just climbed to the 3 seed just yesterday with that Aces lost. But now we're right back down to the 4th seed. And overall, for the grand scheme of it, I don't think that's too, huge of a loss. We weren't. I don't think we were going to win out the rest of the season. We have this road trip that we're on right now where we've been literally just traveling to different cities for every single game now. So eventually you expect fatigue to catch up. You expect you're not always going to have great shooting games. Like tonight, for the first time in a long time, Caitlin had a really, really, really bad shooting game where not even the 2-point shot is falling. She wasn't able to get to the rim because because Hakeem Olajuwon was down there defending in the paint for the Dallas Wings. I'm gonna see what's her name. Awak Queer. She was out here balling. 7 blocks. She set a Wings franchise record for blocks in the game. Big performance from her, just overall playing huge. I think that her and Jess Shepard did a great job of just completely dominating our bigs. I've seen the Fever lose a lot of different ways. I've seen them lose games in a lot of different fashion. This is the first time that I've honestly seen them get dominated in the paint like this. I think totally for rebounds. See if I can pull this up real quick. Rebounding, it felt like Dallas got every single rebound every single time the Fever shot the ball. They were one and done. And we just weren't able to generate good shots. So with us being one and done and not being able to get those rebounds, that really hurt our ability to be able to get rebounds, to get second chances, and actually give ourselves a shot. The rebounding advantage really wasn't that bad. It was 32-28 in favor of the Wings. Really overall, it just felt like it was maybe I can't really pinpoint it. It felt like, honestly, we got dominated a lot more than the stats show. Jess Shepard had 20-plus points in the first half. Pretty sure she had her career high, retired a career high right in that first half. So shout out to the Wings. Overall, played a really great game. In a game where Paige Becker shoots absolutely terrible. As my glasses fall off my face. Paige Becker shoots absolutely terrible. Only 5 of 16, 13 points, 8 assists. She still found a way to impact the game in some way, but not her typical self. We had a vintage Arike Gumbawale. Ironically, it's the only shirt I had in my closet at the moment. We had a vintage Arike Gumbawale game, 32 big points. In the second half, she was out there just absolutely hooping on us. I feel like Caitlin did a great job in the early stages of this game of defending. She did a great job. I think in the first possession guarding Paige, guarding Jess Shepard a couple times. She got a big block on Maddie Siegrist. She played great overall on a lot of people, but when it came down to her playing against Arike, she stood no chance. She stood absolutely no chance at all, especially in that fourth quarter. Arike just hit a couple of big shots when Caitlin was defending her, and really just did a good job of keeping the Wings, in that lead. Alana Smith wasn't allowed to play basketball today. She had 5 fouls, only played 10 minutes. Sounds like every time that she tried to do anything, it resulted in a foul. Shout out to Dallas, but let's go ahead and let's take a look at our Indiana Fever stats, man. This is a nasty, nasty stat sheet right here. So overall, we shot 40% from the floor. For 3, we shot 30%, so just really couldn't get anything to drop. The only player who did anything tonight was Kelsey Mitchell. I know there's been some debate on Twitter as to who's having a better season between Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, and I think that it's pretty plain to say that Kelsey Mitchell is having a better season, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She's been a consistent, player the entire year. She has 21 straight 20-point games. Finally beating Asia Wilson's 20-point record. She's been great. Shooting great from the field, shooting great from the 3, getting to the free throw line. Times where Caitlin has struggled while she's been on the floor. Times where Caitlin has missed times. Kelsey Mitchell's been there. She's been just like I said, a beacon of consistency. So I don't think it's controversial to say that Kelsey's had a better season than Caitlin Clark. But she continued that tonight. 37 big points, 9-18 from the floor, 4-7 from 3, 15 of 15 from the line. I feel like she's the only one who really consistently got to the line. Caitlin shot 1, Aaliyah shot 4. Michaela Timpson shot 4, but outside of that, not too much. Like I said, our bigs got dominated tonight. Just nobody really got it going. Michaela Timpson was her typical efficient self. 11 points, 12 rebounds, nice double-double there. But Aaliyah Boston, just overall, you got to flush this game, bro. This game was terrible. This game was terrible. From the defensive end, with Jess Shepard absolutely eating our food. On the offensive end, we're missing layups. That's been a trend the last couple of games. So that's what makes me believe that fatigue is playing a part, in these last couple of games. Because even Kelsey last game, she was really struggling to get going. She was able to get to that 20-point line, but she really struggled. Caitlin really had a bad game today too. 4 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 8 from 3, 9 assists, and then she has a couple of plays where she really just kind of halted momentum. Just really some bad turnovers, some situations where she felt like she got a foul and she didn't get it. It hurt us a couple times tonight. I'm not gonna go too crazy on her. Really, nobody played well, like I said, except for Kelsey Mitchell. All right, so let's go ahead and let's roll into some highlights. So everybody loves talking about how physical Caitlin Clark has played, and with that, people talk about her body language and all that. And tonight was no different. Caitlin, was being bumped really physically sometimes. Got ran over by Odyssey Sims here. Like this is a form tackle, if we're being honest. This is a form tackle. She got low, she dropped low, got her wrapped around her hips and brought her down. Bijan Robinson stands no chance there. But physicality happens. There's a play down here where Paige is trying to get a take foul on Caitlin, and at first she grabs her arms and no foul there, so she keeps going trying to get this foul called, and Caitlin's kind of like, yo, get the fuck off me, what are you doing? And Paige is like, calm down. And obviously people are going to talk about the body language and all that here, but when you're getting bumped, when you're getting tackled, when you're getting all this shit the entire game, it's like, all right, listen, but the last thing I need is you just trying to hold on to me. Like at this point, I feel like Caitlin is more mad at the referee than she is Paige really, because like we get it, it's a foul, but it's like, all right, bro, we get it, call something. But whatever. Let's look at Kelsey Mitchell out here doing her thing as usual. Just a truly gifted athlete. Like I said earlier, her 21st straight game with 20-plus points. So shout out to Kelsey Mitchell there. Ryan Rucco on the broadcast loves saying that she has the single-season record and Asia Wilson has the two-season record. That's not an actual record. That's not something that actually exists. That's something that ESPN and WNBA media create. Just fake, weird little records that aren't wrong by any means. I'm saying, if you want to say that Asia Wilson has the longest two-season 20-point record, it's like, yeah, I guess so. But I'm glad now that we can just say that Kelsey Mitchell has the 20-plus point streak record. Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell. Yeah, man, not too much about this one. Like I said, I'm not gonna panic too much. It was just one of them games where we couldn't really get going. But it was nice. If you're a Kelsey Mitchell fan, if you like to just watch her do her thing, then this was a great game for you, because she was doing shit like this, and we needed it. We needed every single one of these buckets. So if you're a Fever fan, if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you can't be mad at it. But that's really all I got for this one, man. If you can go ahead and give me a like, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces.